All right, it's that time again. Here are 5 important facts you should know about the making of Charmed. These facts are fundamental in both the creation and the success of the show. Here we go.
The object of objection returns so that its existence may be reaffirmed. Nicely done.
Let's go back to where it all began. One of the most essential, iconic, and beloved elements of the show is the Charmed Manor.
Well, the Manor is definitely its own character. It had a life of its own.
But did you know, fact number 1, the Charmed house appeared to be in San Francisco, but it's really located in Los Angeles. In the show, the address is 1329 Prescott, and the actual property is on 1329 Carroll Avenue, so the numbers remained the same. It was built in 1880 and historically known as the Innes House, owned by Daniel Innes. He was a prominent city councilman who owned a lot of properties and a shoe store.
I was just wondering where Hallowell Manor was actually located, like in real life. I know it's based.
It's not in San Francisco.
Yeah, I was just wondering where it's actually located.
It's by downtown LA. Because again, San Francisco is too expensive.
It's on a street called Carroll Street in a part of Los Angeles, Echo Park, I believe, in which it's there's a whole block or 2 blocks of historic homes that have been rebuilt.
Here comes Professor
refurbished.
Leo.
And it's a whole block that kind of takes you back to the early 20th century Los Angeles homes.
It's like your audition tape.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful area.
I think the house is incredibly important.
Although filming took place in LA, the interior of the Wheel House was only used once in the pilot episode. Filming took place at the Paramount lot in LA on a set that was a house built to be the Charmed Manor. The outside of this house is built to be a replica of the original, but the inside is its own creation. Let's dive into this fantasy set.
The Manor is a Victorian mansion in San Francisco. It's a gorgeous old house, very charming.
It's built out just like a real house.
The layout or floor plan of this house that we're so familiar with is not the way it looks at all.
It feels like their home.
When you walk into it, I feel like I'm looking at a real house.
It's a series of walls and rooms that can be interchanged and moved around constantly. You can really call it a magical house.
That railing gets knocked off an awfully lot. There's a lot of action going up and down those stairs.
So if you ever wondered how they could destroy this house every week and put it back together, now you know. No historical landmarks were harmed in the creating of this show.
This is where a lot of the action takes place when we're in the manor.
Now that you know the true story of the Charmed houses, both of them, we can get into fact number 2. The most important part of the show is our 3 leading ladies who make up the power of 3. However, it was actress Lori Rahm who was originally cast as Phoebe, not Alyssa Milano.
We shot the pilot with a different girl playing Phoebe, Lori Rahm, who I will say is a great actress. Whatever her personal reasons were for not wanting to continue, I understand.
So when did she arrive? Now. Surprise! Found the hide key. Phoebe!
The unaired pilot unexpectedly had to be reshot with Alyssa, and it wasn't cheap.
When did she arrive?
Surprise! Found the hide key.
We didn't gain any lead time when we had to reshoot parts of the pilot, and WB and Aaron were really willing to reach in their wallets because it wasn't cheap to reshoot a lot of that stuff.
Phoebe! Welcome home. Phoebe, welcome home. It's so good to see you. Hi.
Alyssa was just the greatest piece of luck.
Strange, isn't it? Now on top of everything else, you have to play the middle sister when you've always been the,
Screw up?
She actually replaced another actor at the 11th hour. Lucky. Yeah, I felt charmed.
It's really interesting because Alyssa and Lori are so completely different. The show is completely different because of the dynamic that Alyssa brings in.
I didn't mean you couldn't use the stairs.
Lori Rahm was a friend of Shannon and Holly's.
I was just jumping right in. Of course, you know, the dynamic with the other girls, not knowing if the girl that I replaced was their best friend. And I knew that the 2 of them had been friends for a long time, so I was nervous.
Not a lot of fun, huh?
Not a job I would have asked for. And I'm not sure it's a job I'm going to be any good at, but I just
I don't have time to really worry about it right now.
The interesting part is that Laurie accepted the role and filmed the whole pilot before she suddenly disappeared and decided not to do the show.
Originally, Laurie Rom was cast as Phoebe, but she didn't make it past the unaired pilot. Why did she leave the original series?
You know, I'm not exactly sure. I do know that she quit. I try not to take it personally, but we were at a TV Guide shoot, and we were waiting for her, and the pilot had already been picked up, and she and I were waiting, and we were told she decided not to continue on with the series for personal reasons. But she's sorry now.
At the time, there was no explanation, but it was discovered it was because of her church.
About finding some sort of supernatural occult TV show and something that deals with witchcraft now. But at the time, that was still pretty rare. Did you have the other side of people that were very religious and offended that this was being displayed on TV?
Oh yeah, all of England.
All of England?
All of England. Yeah, we didn't get syndicated there for a long time because of it.
You pissed off an entire country.
Yep.
And we pissed off the first original Phoebe. Well, we pissed her off, but religion kept her from staying on the show.
Yeah.
It's debatable if that was really a church.
Alyssa Milano had only 5 days' notice to portray Phoebe on screen, and she came through.
Oops, I forgot about the cab.
I'll get it.
Piper, that's my purse.
Alyssa was much more open about witchcraft, despite it not yet being highly popularized.
I also think witchcraft is, just rising. I think that kids, the traditional religions aren't really holding true for the younger generation.
These sisters would be the most powerful witches this world has ever known. I think that we are those sisters.
These sisters would be the most powerful witches the world has ever known. They're good witches, and I think we're those sisters.
We are the protectors of the innocent. We're known as the charmed ones.
We're the protectors of the innocent. We're known as the charmed ones.
Now that we know who the Power of Three could have been, let's get into fact number 3. The Charmed Ones are based off of Constance and Burge, the creators' actual sisters.
Oh, like I need this today.
It was truly a show about family first and witchcraft second.
Freeze. Kick. Synthline. Okay.
The Halliwell sisters of Charmed are actually based on the real-life sisters of show creator Connie Burge.
You want me to beat them up? Because I'll beat them up one by one.
I have 2 older sisters. My older sister, Laura, is very strong, very driven, and I attributed the characteristics that my sister Laura has to the character of Prue.
I am very tired now. I need a nap. Yeah, well, I need another me. I don't even have time to have fun anymore.
The middle sibling typically tends to be a real people pleaser, very funny, tends to deal with life with a lot of humor. That really applied to my sister Edie, and so I could see the character of Piper.
Oh, look who it is. Morning. Do you recognize that person? I know, she looks vaguely familiar. Kind of like a sister that we used to have. What was her name? Pipper?
No. Whatever happened to her?
I don't know. For the first time in months, her life was nice and calm and normal.
Don't even say it.
Phoebe was honestly the easiest. I just drew from within.
Do you think I'm an idiot? You've got something up your sleeve.
Hello, sleeveless.
The Power of Three lies in their strong sisterhood and, of course, the incorporation of witchcraft. The key to the show's success was portraying witchcraft in a realistic and entertaining way. To help with this, we reach fact number 4. Charmed was the only show at the time to actually have a resident demonologist on set.
The piercing cry now be heard by one who seeks to stop the havoc that it wreaks.
Oh. Prue? Oh my god. Prue?
Charmed creator Connie Burge and story editor Robert are trying to update the witchcraft myth for today's audience.
I had only preconceived notions about what a witch was.
Ooh, I want a picture of all of us first, but I have to get my broomstick. Cliché!
And frankly, I saw the pointed hat and the wart on the nose.
Personally, I am offended by the representation of witches in popular culture. Which is why you dressed as the Mistress of the Dark?
So I bought an inordinate amount of books, everything I could find on the history of witchcraft.
This costume happens to be a protest statement.
The witchcraft was a perfect medium between authenticity and entertainment.
I am so impressed that you can make a protest statement and show cleavage at the same time. Thanks. Amazing.
With the show, we try and base it more on fantasy stuff.
Hey,
Are you a good witch or a bad witch?
I'm going to be a very good witch from now on.
And not the real Wiccan values that tends to inflame a few people. We're either not technically correct enough or we're like too far away from the truth. It's hard to kind of make everybody happy.
And you picked a role model who wears lots and lots of pink.
Yes. There was definitely no pleasing everybody at the same time, but we did our best. And we did have a resident demonologist there for a while.
I must say that Charmed is the only show that has a licensed, fully bonded demonologist, which is me, on staff. I'm there to answer questions about how a demon would behave. Would he wear a hat to a party? What would he wear after Labor Day or before? Because I've written books about demonology and the occult and witchcraft.
I don't know, Krell. Don't you think you would have picked a better human? Oh, no offense, honey.
Despite the vast reservations around creating a show with an all-women leading cast, through the combination of family, fantasy, and feminine, a legacy was born. Fact number 5, Charmed secured its success early with having the biggest premiere on the WB network.
In every family,
May this give you the light to find the shadows of Mom.
there are secrets.
It's a book of witchcraft.
But these 3 sisters were never prepared for what they're about to inherit.
I can move things with my mind. As long as we were in the dark about our powers, we were safe. Not anymore.
Their mother always told them they were special. Shannon Doherty, Holly Marie Combs, and Alyssa Milano. Charmed premieres tonight after Dawson's Creek on the WB.
Aaron Spelling and his partner E. Duke Vincent had another hit on their hands.
I remember when we were picked up after 2 episodes.
This is the WB.
Tonight, 3 sisters, ordinary lives.
What is Phoebe doing here? Flirting.
Together, a powerful force.
Warlocks aren't the only evil that we have to watch out for.
I would love to photograph you. Their gifts, desired by many. A curse in the hands of darkness.
Look, we'll find her.
And now, Charmed.
2 episodes on the air and they call you and pick you up for 22. Come on. By the way, it's never happened to me in my whole career.
This show had the biggest premiere in the history of the Warner Brothers television network. How did that happen? Suddenly we're doing a show about 3 young, good witches.
Sisters with one special bond. They're witches. Shannon Doherty, Holly Marie Combs, Alyssa Milano. Charmed premieres next on the WB.
We're in a time that's about girl power, and this is definitely 3 very strong women are fighting evil and trying to save people. Ever since we realized we have all these teenage girls and little girls as fans, we've tried to put a moral message in, a family message or a value message in with, you know, our witchcraft.
Please like and comment if you enjoy learning about the magic behind the masterpiece. Blessed be. Thank you.